Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in the state of hockey. In the previous episode, the Minnesota Wild won their franchise's 6th Stanley Cup. I've been here for 6 Stanley Cups. I've been able to celebrate 6 whole times. I can't do the math properly. I'm not even sure how many years we're into this franchise mode, but it has been very, very fun so far. Now, if you don't recall, I did say this franchise mode could end sooner or later. I'm still debating with myself if I want to finish it out completely. Depends where we are with editing, everything else as we go along, but thank you for being along during the ride. We're at 460 something already. Subscribers, you guys are incredible. I appreciate your support so much. Couldn't do it without you. Yes, I'm talking to you. But I know what you guys are here for. Now, if you hadn't watched the postseason, I recommend you start with round number 1 and then make your way back here. Because in the Stanley Cup Finals, a 2030 rematch against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Cup Finals. I thought Tampa Bay was a relatively strong team. If there was a team to really contend with us, it was Colorado in the second round. I thought they had one of the best rosters I've seen in a very long time. They had Igor Shesterkin, and he was only an 80 overall, so that was their biggest weak point. Chicago, we went through them pretty easily. 8 games in a row we won in the postseason. But then our biggest challenge game against the Edmonton Oilers. We go down 2-0 in the series, and I thought, damn, we can't keep doing this. And then we win a game. We cut the series lead in half. Game 4, we lose. We're down 3-1 in the series. It's hard to come out of that. You know, I know a few postseasons ago we won 2 reverse sweeps, which has never been done before. It won't ever be done again. We are the team to beat in the NHL, and somehow we find our way back into Game 7. Strong performances all over the place after Game number 4. Everything really clicked, and we made it to the Stanley Cup Finals against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I thought this is going to be one of the hardest Stanley Cup Finals we've ever been in. But we really brought it to them. 3 wins in a row. We crushed them 11-3 on their home ice, the Amalie Arena. In their second game on their home ice, they drop us 7-0, and that's where I'm like, damn, we shouldn't have made them so mad. And then we have an 11-3 victory to clinch our franchise's 6th Stanley Cup. That is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. So before we get to the awards, I mean, I might as well sim to the awards. Oh, the Iowa Wild won the Calder Cup. Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's gnarly, dude. So let's go ahead and talk about the postseason stats. You know, you could have debated each and every Conn Smythe. Everybody is a candidate for that trophy. Who ended up winning? If you don't recall, it was actually Brandt Clarke, and he's taking a lot of awards home this year. But let's start with the forwards. Anthony Francis. Where do I begin? This has been one of the weirdest postseasons for him. After 20 games, 24 points, that's pretty damn good. 2 game winners, 5 power play goals. You can say that's a phenomenal postseason. Round number 1, he had 0 points after 4 games. And I'm like, okay, yeah. After the second round, he really brought it back. He was basically a point per game. I'm like, okay, he's back. The man is back. Third round against Edmonton, everybody dropped the ball. He wasn't really noticeable, but we ended up making it to the Stanley Cup Finals, and that's where he really shined, just whooping them left and right. and he was one of our better forwards. Definitely an interesting postseason, but I'm glad he's here in Minnesota. Cale Newman with an underrated postseason performance. He was our top scorer for the majority of the postseason. It's really good for us. How much longer do I have on that contract as well? 3 years at 9? Ooh, that is going to be a fun contract to negotiate. Louis Langweeder and a few other people on the squad are definitely talking points heading in to next season. Obviously, I want to keep Langweeder on. Friggin' love him. He was the 20th pick in his NHL draft year. He's been a great NHL forward. He came in his rookie season, has been great ever since. He's been on the down low the last few seasons just because we've cut his time drastically because of all the other talent we have on the squad that we have to cater to. He goes out there in the postseason, puts up the most goals on the squad, and he had himself a phenomenal postseason. Pietrangelo, same as Anthony Francis, except he didn't really explode at any point throughout the postseason. I love him to death, don't even get me wrong. Friggin' love him. He was relatively quiet though, and it would be a different story if we hadn't have won the Stanley Cup. It'd be a major story. Like, oh, both of these guys performed terribly, what else are we supposed to do? But we won. He took a little back seat. He took a little bit of a seat. But hey, you know what? We won the Stanley Cup either way. Harrison Hadar, 17 points in 20 games. Now you can flip it. The thing you thought for Pietrangelo, Hadar was a phenomenal forward throughout the entire postseason. You didn't expect him to put up the numbers that he did this year in general. He's going to win a Calder. He won a Stanley Cup in his rookie year. And he had his name in the Conn Smythe hat all the way to the end of the finals. He was great all season long. I'm glad we have him as a long-term player on the squad. I'm so glad. Oh, just great for us. Now, a guy that we're going to talk about a lot this postseason. The captain, Kirill Kaprizov, his 6th Stanley Cup as the captain of this franchise. He's taken a lot of beatings in the past, though. He's 36 years of age. He's 87 overall. He's bound to get worse. I don't think he'll be a first-line forward much longer. I mean, he's put up 100-plus points in a lot of seasons in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seasons in a row. So that is hard to dispute either which way, but his contract is up. We have to talk about that later. But for right now, celebrate. Sergei Gogolev is pretty good the majority of the postseason, minus player, but that third line took a beating the majority of the postseason. They were minuses up until the Stanley Cup Finals when we scored 22 goals in 2 separate games. Or 2 combined games. You know what I mean. I definitely want him on this team going forward. Where in the lineup is a question, though. That is definitely a question. Connor Bobulov scored a crap ton of goals. I know there's no game winners here, game winners there, but when nobody else stepped up, he was really good for us. And especially when we qualified him last offseason and he signed off camera, he definitely outperformed the contract that we gave him. Lino Waters, sort of in the same boat as Louis Langweeder, especially with the cap. I mean, phenomenal contract for Lino Waters, but with the amount of talent level we have on the squad, he's not a third liner. He's probably getting traded this offseason because we're too talented. We have too many young players that we can't risk for Lino Waters. I don't see him in the top 6 position. It is a rough spot, but we'll check that during the draft. Now, the 4th line, McKinnon was pretty solid, and Javi Bulin was pretty solid. But that 3rd line took a whooping. See, Gogolev got promoted to the 2nd line at some point during the postseason, but his 2 line mates suffered. Waters and Hudobin, who is a rookie. or not, he's in his sophomore year, but his first Stanley Cup? Yeah, his first Stanley Cup. He exceeded expectations this year as well, putting up a bunch of points. 44, he's only going to get better, but a rough postseason for him. He's definitely going to have to work on some stuff there. Let's talk about defensemen. Let's talk about your Conn Smythe winner in the 2033 playoffs. Brandt freaking Clark has had himself a career year. If anybody on the squad was going to win a Conn Smythe as a D-man, I didn't think it was going to be him. 101 point season, 22 points in the postseason, stepped up in the finals, stepped up every which way, 6 goals as a blue liner. He was really, really good for us. Quinn Hughes, 19 points in 20 games. Too bad he's not winning the Norris. But hey, it's Quinn Hughes. You can't be too upset. Georges Bissonnette was my Conn Smythe pick for the majority of the postseason. He had 7 goals and 4 game winners. That's incredible. Incredible. As a blue liner, you rarely see that kind of performance, and our top 3 D-men stepped it the hell up. Harry Parrish was pretty solid. Half point per game, +4, 2 penalty minutes. He's going to be a stud going forward. Grossman, 3 points, -4. Brent Perez is off the screen because no idea. It happened last year as well. But 2 rookies, they got it done in the end. We won the Stanley Cup. A lot of adversity for the young guys, but I think going forward, he's going to be a key piece. Let's talk about goaltending. And Christian Pettersson definitely had a rough Western Conference Finals where we kind of jinxed it. But he stepped up to the plate where Cody Tallender left this team in the dust in the worst way possible. Pettersson stepped it up in the regular season, in the postseason, putting up performance after performance. He did have a rough game here and there, but throughout the whole season, he was very grounded in reality, and he was one of our major pieces to winning the Stanley Cup, and I'm glad that I can finally say that about a goaltender of this team. Before we get to the draft, we have to discuss the awards. Your Stanley Cup champions, too bad we couldn't win it last year. Back to Lord Stanley, President's Trophy for I don't know how many years in a row, Clarence S. Campbell, and Prince of Wales Trophy, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's check out the individual awards. Your Art Ross Trophy winner, Anthony Francis. That is huge for us. That's huge. Hart Memorial, Anthony Francis as well, 2 years in a row. He's had so many of those awards in his career. James Norris goes to Brandt Clark, breaking Quinn Hughes' 8-year streak of Norris Trophy victories. But if you're going to lose it, at least lose it to a teammate, Brandt Clark. You had yourself a season. We're taking home all the awards at this point. Lady Byng Memorial Trophy goes to Anthony Francis. That's huge for him. Calder Trophy goes to Harrison Haydar. We're 5 trophies in, and we've won each and every single one. Harrison Haydar is going to be a beauty. He already is. Conn Smythe Trophy winner, Brandt Clark. Oh, baby. Vezina goes to Djordjevic. I thought we potentially had that trophy in mind this year. Pettersson had an iffy end of the season, but we all did. But hey, at least you got to give somebody else a little bit of credit during the awards show, right? Detroit, congratulations. He also wins the William M. Jennings. Bill Mastertons goes to Brass Caribou of the Ottawa Senators. Jack Adams goes to the Oilers head coach. Frank J. Selke goes to Beniers from Detroit. Ted Lindsay goes to Anthony Francis. And the Maurice Richard Trophy goes to Joel Everberg. 80-plus goals this season. What a wicked season for the Minnesota Wild. We cleaned up quite well. And it's going to be an interesting postseason, or off-season. My bad. My brain is so... It's only 6 p.m. And the Nashville Predators have lucked out, moving up from 8th to 1st in the draft lottery. Now, the first overall projected pick this year is a franchise player. So Nashville getting some interesting talent. Losing Joel Everberg, or who did they lose? No, they lost Yellowvac, who went over to Ottawa, who had a phenomenal season. So they're getting their franchise player back. Congratulations, Nashville. Now, we have 2 first-round draft picks, our own and Florida's. Both of us were playoff teams. So I don't expect anything phenomenal this year. If we can move up, we move up. But I'm just going to play it smart this year. I know picks around projected guys around our picks aren't looking the best, so we might move up. But for the time being, we just got to play it smart. We have a great rookie farm, great prospect pool. We're fine in that category. Let's check out the View retired players. Who's calling it quits this year? Oh my God, Kirill Kaprizov. Oh, I thought he had a few more years in him. Oh, damn. Oh. Okay, we'll get to Kaprizov, but let's talk about the guys in front of him. Nathan MacKinnon. We've known his number for the longest time now, since I came over as general manager. We've whooped them, but Nathan MacKinnon, all the respect. Jack Eichel, the Jack Eichel saga, 1,566 career points, 654 goals. Let's talk about Jack Eichel. The Jack Eichel saga. We bring him over from Buffalo. They get Jaden Weeman and Nolan Patrick. That was a fun time, right? We have him for 2 years. The plan was to have him for longer, but we were just progressing so well, and we knew we wouldn't have room for him much longer, but we win 2 straight Stanley Cups with him. We trade him to Buffalo for a high pick in the draft. Everything worked out in that category, but 3 years back in Buffalo, he calls it quits at the age of 36. He could have definitely have gone longer. But let's talk about the man, Kirill Kaprizov now. I just thought he would stay on a little bit longer. I was looking at a contract. He still wanted one. I was debating starting this episode with offering him a contract. I don't know if that would have kept him in the league longer. But he could have still played in the NHL as a top 6 guy. I thought we would have a little bit more time with him. I just kind of didn't put 2 and 2 together that this might be it. 36 is a regular age to retire for NHL players. I've just been grateful with guys going a bit longer than they should, right? But Kirill Kaprizov, what a career. At the end of his career, where does he rank amongst all Minnesota Wild players in history? He's probably number 1. Definitely in the hearts of the fans. He comes over in his rookie season, 73 goals. He would never eclipse that again, but 627 goals later, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, just like the 2 guys in front of him, Jack Eichel and Nathan MacKinnon. 8 100-plus point seasons in a row to end his career. 1,326 points. That I'm pretty sure that probably puts him first all time in Minnesota Wild history. We won't ever forget Kirill Kaprizov. I just didn't think I'd have to be picking a new captain next year. Kirill Kaprizov, you have been the absolute G. I'm proud to have had you on the squad. That kind of leaves a hole I didn't think I'd have to fill. Definitely puts us in an interesting position this coming year. Wish he could have gone a few more years, but you know what? If he calls it quits, he's been nothing but phenomenal. Thank you for being a Minnesota Wild. You got a bunch of guys calling it quits this year. A lot of young guys just calling it quits. Kevin Fiala finished out his career with the Phantoms in the AHL. I mean, go all the way back when we were traded for the first overall pick. Kevin Fiala, Trevor Wong to the Boston Bruins for Anthony Francis. We obviously know we made the right deal. Almost a 700-point career for Kevin Fiala. Not a bad career, but a lot of young guys just calling it quits this year. It's kind of strange seeing all these guys go, because the league is looking a little bit empty with guys that we know nothing about. But so is life, man. Any goaltenders call it quits? Andrei Vasilevsky, he was probably a free agent, right? I'm assuming he was. Yeah. Good career, man. Good career. Almost 500 career victories. UC Saros, Jordan Binghamton, Tristan Yari, Capo Kakinen. So a few former Minnesota Wild calling it quits this year. Just want to make sure we didn't lose any AHLers real quick. Minnesota, yeah, it was just the man. Kirill Kaprizov, enjoy the hell out of your retirement. You will be missed. A statue will be made in your honor. Enjoy retirement now. That sucks. That really does suck. You know that? That's sad. It is sad. We just lost. I'm not even going to bother viewing the draft screen because it never helps. But yeah, that leaves us in an interesting position. Maybe we keep Waters. It kind of makes it an interesting situation here. I wouldn't have thought he would have retired. I just kind of never thought that's the way it would go. But Buffalo's willing to move their 13th overall pick. I'm not really happy with anything around 13. These guys are probably top 9, top 6 guys. I'm not willing to trade up just on that fact alone. Nobody in the top 5 wants to trade their pick, so it's looking like we're just going to have to be diligent with the picks that we have. I mean, 27th and 31st, not going to get too much around that, but let's just go. There's a few things I wanted to check out, and I mean, we have to now think about a captain, a new captain of this franchise that is definitely going to be an interesting position to be put in. So with the money that we had to spend on Kaprizov, we could go out into free agency, flaunt a little bit. That's something that we could definitely do. I'm going to check. Lionel Waters isn't happy on the squad anymore, guys. I hate to see that, but could we get something for him? I mean, a first. We could definitely swing a first for him. Tampa Bay, who we just fought in the finals. William Nylander, no. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, a first from now. Well, let's check that out. We know they're going to be a good squad, but they could fall off and be a bad squad. Who's this rookie here? Sikola, 73 overall. It's a pretty solid defenseman, but let's do our due diligence. Just check around the league what's on the block and see maybe we can swing something. Ooh, Leideker's on the block. Okay, well, we have the assets. We can always wait until free agency and then go from there. We can be smart about this. We should be smart about this. Just make our picks, what we have this year, and go into free agency, find what you need to find, and then we're fine, right? Ooh, Makar on the block. But our defensive core is fine. We're just looking for maybe a top 6 player, maybe. But Lionel Waters isn't happy on this squad, so kind of puts us into an iffy position. But now we have money to work with. This isn't really where I thought this offseason would go. But a lot of options we have now. And I know Nashville's about to make their pick here. I just want to get through all these guys first. I know I'm going through quickly. I understand that. Okay, Vancouver maybe a good place to negotiate with. Ooh, Lafreniere. Ooh, okay. A lot of guys here that we could... Okay. A few options here and there. Let Nashville do their thing. And they pick the 83 overall franchise player. Ugh. Hey, is Jeffrey Woodworth on the block? Hey, is Jeffrey Wood... I want to see if... well, let's check out Washington. Jeffrey Woodworth. What do you want for Jeffrey Woodworth? Come on. He definitely isn't as good as Jeffrey Woodworth in the Columbus Blue Jackets franchise mode, because at this point in his career, he was probably over 1,200 points already. Ooh, you know how bad I want Jeffrey Woodworth? Oh, I want him, but let's be smart. 13th overall pick. Do we bother moving up for that spot? Because 13, I'll show you again, there isn't anything that exceeds expectations around that pick. Right? Because 13th, right? It's right around here. You could get a maybe like Kip Reed, Lalim, Walker, Hughes. I'm not totally happy with that. Oh, there's a guy similar to Joe Sakic, though. You know what? Might as well. We have 2 first-round draft picks. We can afford to do this. I'm okay with that, right? That makes sense. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We'll give them the 27th overall pick. And whatever else they really want, we have a bunch of thirds. You want the highest of thirds we have. Trade rejected. Plenty of picks, though. If you want to pick, you pick a pick. You have a pick. But what about 124? Trade rejected. Wow, Buffalo, you're really getting on my nerves. Any rookie players we have on the squad that we can just give up? Anyway. Monte. Well, we can just give them this. Oh, no, Olas is looking good. Goaltenders. You want any goaltenders? Why do we go and make this difficult for myself? Take this Campagna guy. You want him? Trade accepted. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that. Works for me. But let's sim up to the 13th overall pick. See, maybe we can potentially get something good. Naslund, Niemi, some awesome picks here in the top 4, top 3. Yeah, there's some beauties here so far. It kind of levels off. Lukhtanov, probably the worst pick there. He does that have that high potential. See, that's where I'm kind of like, what do we do here? So wait, what was that? Hey, okay, that Kulshkov guy wasn't too shabby. I'm feeling that we should probably go for Kip Reed. Mike Modano, probably similar to the guys that are around that were just picked. So you know what? 14th or with the 13th overall pick, welcome to the squad, Kip Reed. 66 overall at 18 as a left winger. He's not a bad pick. Definitely similar to the guys around him. So let's go ahead and sim up to the 31st overall pick in the first round and see what we've missed. I'm hoping everything starts to drop off from here because I hate everybody else in the league. Okay, some pretty awesome picks here. I was debating going with Fratton. I'm glad we went with Kip Reed. Kip Reed, what a name. What a friggin' awesome hockey name that is. But it kind of levels off to a bunch of mediocre prospects here. But let's see, maybe I did see a low elite. Do we go out of our way and pick Ulf Hedman? Oh, we got to, right? I mean, I don't think he's going to be anything super special. Waste a first on him? It's basically a second round pick. Let's go with him. I'm okay with doing that. Let's see how he is. If he's like 60 overall, that's a nice pick. But 62 overall at 18 years of age, he might be a decent NHL center for us one day. You never know. We go to find trade again. We can always wait to dish out these or all these players now that we need to, or that I have in mind to do, like Waters. I mean, now that we lost Kaprizov, Langweeder definitely has a for sure spot. The only guy I'm thinking of is Lino Waters. And then we go out into free agency, pick something up for 1 year, and then go from there. Because Hudobin needs a top 6 spot soon, probably next season. We have to be diligent in that market. But Lino Waters, anything change there? Because that's a decent NHL player that a squad could use, but I don't know if he for sure has a spot with the squad anymore. So nothing on the block for him. I guess we should just... Well, yeah, we're good. Let's just pick guys. Let's just get through the draft. No need to go out and do anything super crazy at this point in time, but not look like we missing too much. Cruz, you get a splot of a few top prospects here in the second round. You see that a lot in this game, where end of the first round it drops off, beginning of the second round it drops off, picks up, and then drops off immediately. So I've definitely seen that in recent memory. But a few goaltenders off the board already. Do we go ahead and pick a goalie? Do we do it? No. Well, nah. There's a few guys around this that I want to pick. No, Harding. No. Have they already gone? Tell me they haven't already gone. No, we have this Ola Alfredsson, but we can wait on him, I guess. So the 31st pick in the second round. Who are we feeling? Do we go with... you know what, Harding? He's got that potential medium potential. Francisco Harding. I don't think he'll be anything super special, but hey, he's projected 69th overall. If he gives us a top 6 potential, we won, right? Well, we got a top 6 potential, but it was low. It could have been worse. It could have, but it's whatever. Just a trade asset sometime. It doesn't matter. So, I mean, we picked relatively well for the guys that were around him, right? So I think we're A-okay. So we could go with this Slater, Dwight Slater, who I think could be pretty solid. You know what? Dwight Slater, welcome to the squad. Oh, basically this pick that we just made. Okay, 93rd overall pick. End of the third round. Have we missed out on anything in the third round so far? So we're picking basically average of what this round has been so far. A medium elite right there. Too bad we missed out on that. Goaltenders here and there. A few top 6 guys. Okay, let's be smart here. Let's be diligent. Do we go with the goaltender, or do we go with that other guy I have scouted right here? Hold on. I want the goaltender, but when's our next pick? Okay, hold on. Use your brain, Owen. I always say that to myself. Use your brain, Owen. Use your brain. It ain't that hard. So 4th at 101. We can move back a pick. Yeah, we can just pick this goaltender now and then move up in the next round. Yeah, that works for me. I want the goaltender. I'm feeling the goaltender. Drew Calico. Welcome to the squad, bud. You better be solid. That's all I'm saying. Come on. Oh, fringe starter, really? Ooh, we're having a mediocre draft so far. Okay. So Minnesota, let's move back a few picks just to make sure we get him. It's okay. It's a 4th round pick. Costs absolutely nothing to get him. So 4th, and then you want my other 4th? Yeah, works for me. Okay, so let's get that Ola Alfredsson guy. Nope. What did I just do? Oh my god. Stop hammer time. Okay. 4th overall pick in the 4th round. 97th overall to be exact. Haven't missed much. Okay, so we're going to get a top 6 guy. He's an overager. I'm okay with that. It's whatever. Just more prospects in the pool. 59 overall as an overager. Don't think he's going to be an NHL player anytime soon, but you never know, right? You never know. 155 is our next pick. Do we just go with goaltenders from here on out? I mean, it's always a good idea to go for goaltenders. Always a good idea. Okay. Anything special? Nope. So it's been a mediocre draft so far. Nobody's hitting on any picks here. So I'm glad we're following suit. But we have the last pick in the 5th round, obviously, because we won the Stanley Cup, which is the biggest award of all. What do we go for here? Are we really feeling anything? I mean, I have a feeling about this guy right here. This Gordy McGrath. Wow. Let's bring him on. Defenseman, maybe. Nah, I have a feeling it's gonna be like a bottom pairing guy. Yeah. Well, we're not hitting on anything particularly in this draft. Last pick in the 6th round. Looks like we missed absolutely nothing at all. But you know what? It do be like that sometimes. But you know what? The good thing is, next episode, we have a lot to get through in the re-sign phase. So we get to pick up some solid talent. Reese Wood. Reese Wood. What a name. I'm just saying. Do we go with goaltender? Do we go with Wood? Or do we go with this Mikhail Kozlov guy? Well, let's go with Kozlov. Welcome to squad. 20 years of age. Maybe he'll be solid. Because you never know. We've had so many good drafts in a row, it doesn't even matter, right? We're fine. We're fine. Nope. Why did I... Owen, use your thumbs, man. It ain't rocket science, bud. It ain't hard. The last pick in the NHL entry draft in 2033. Well, I saw an elite potential somewhere. So too bad we missed out on that. Obviously, was it a goaltender? Probably goaltender, wasn't it? Yeah, was it? Did I miss it? Okay, it was low elite. It doesn't hurt my feelings too much. Okay. Wow. What a name. Stu Smolskowitz. Wow. I'm bad at pronunciating things. Sir Gugnot? Gugnot? Oh, I love that name. I love that. Okay, Barlow. What a name. What a hockey name. Are you kidding me? I don't know why I'm yawning. I'm sorry. It's got to be terrible commentary. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not cutting it out, though. Let's go with, goaltender? Who's the next, is Samsonov. Welcome to squad. Are you good? Backup goalie. Well, everything excluding our first 2 picks of the draft and then Alfredson, we're kind of, they're not going to make a dent in anything. Not even a trade. But, too bad. We've had so many good drafts in a row, it really doesn't hurt my feelings. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.